Looks very nice. It's a very good distraction to all of the deep, horrible problems that it has.
That's deep.
Yeah.
G2 will be starting on the T side of Nuke. Oh, Snacks. I respect it. I respect it, but G2 are just too smart, man. They're just too smart. The bomb has been taken away. Apex and Kenny S versus 3. Versus Pro. Surely we are going to see a better... Well, they're going to turn up. I mean, let's put it that way. On Nuke. I expect good things.
Even though VP wins pistol and so on, I'm fully expecting them to get torn limb from limb by G2, just because this is an amazing map for G2 already. I feel like Mixwell actually makes it stronger for them, and I mean, this G2, I feel like I'm going to be in a honeymoon period, like, or entering it with Mixwell and BK as a leader. So VP need to take this good start very seriously. I hope we see more effort than the previous map from them.
I'm behind you on all those points. The thing is for Virtus Pro, it's like they have very good nuke as well. It just doesn't seem like they're good enough right now. I think Mixwell's trying to make it. Is he running credit card?
Credit card?
Yeah, that in 1.6 you could just run outside and make it seem like you're constantly rushing ramp, and then people would just throw their nades.
Oh yeah.
Just mess with the sound. Call it credit card.
This
I don't even know if it works
in
on
1.6. It's just a nightmare. You just die without seeing anyone. Just all the wall banging. It's ridiculous. This entire map, in fact, in 1.6, it's wall bang everything. Well, I like this from G2. This is pretty scary. This is gonna be pretty scary for VP because these upper takes pretty strong. Neo will drop the Molotov, in which 2 players will stand and burn. So that's a very good start from Neo. No plan to deter against that. So preparation, expectation, and now lamentation. There we go.
Nice.
It's like, please give me another one. I can't.
Lamentation,
Where's the last one?
trepidation, police station.
Police station. Police station.
So this will be a good round for the double scouts. It's nice when you know your opponent has no armor and you have a scout. It's nice. Get him chest shots in them. 1-shots. Snacks watching the cross. And can he be sure if somebody crossed or not? He can't, which compromises his peeking. Ooh, come on, give us something. Oh, that's 3 shots now.
Oh boy.
Finally landed one, but there we go.
Funniest part was he was like exposed to the guy crossing red. The guy dinks him. Snacks doesn't move at all, but the guy just leaves anyway.
You can one-shot people with a scout when they don't have Kevlar, can't you?
Yeah.
So maybe it's a distance thing, because I feel like...
It's always...
Like, he tagged the guy... It didn't look like a penetration shot. I was surprised. I thought he would die immediately. So maybe there is some range testing to be done, because I would have assumed they would all just get one shot and die immediately. But okay, I need to do some experimentation with this.
There's some, I don't know if it's a bug or something, but when the P250 could one-shot headshot armor, it was, you could stand at the same distance and shoot twice, and it wouldn't headshot or one-shot both times. So
it wouldn't
one-shot both times. So it was like really inconsistent for some reason.
That's weird.
Yeah. But those days are behind us.
So things slowing down here for G2. Trying to poke and prod and ramp a little bit. Oh, the double nade. There we go. VP. Nice advantage. They voided ramp, which is a really good response if you have a 5v3 like this. You don't necessarily need to hold onto ramp directly. Keep hold of health, keep hold of the position where Mihu is, and he's going to do a good job picking off one more. Peeling off the offense of G2 now. They have to just go for a crazy clutch. Get some damage in. Snacks will take a lot of damage, speaking of, for free. MBK not getting tagged up. He wants to continue the fight, though. There's 40 seconds, and this is a pretty good fight for MBK to take. If he feels like he can win it, and he knows he did a lot of damage, then that's a 2v3 suddenly, with players weakened for VP, but MBK did not get the kill, and Body cannot find anything either. This is starting to get very desperate.
Will the CTs play post plant, or will they try to take out one player while the other is defusing? It will be the latter of the two, and there will be no plant here for Virtus Pro. They went around where they still had a scout, and they will get 3 AKs out of it ultimately.
Those are actually really good smokes down. And the spam, the MP9 spam, I think was like completely through the smoke. I'm surprised they didn't get the plant off.
I'm ready for Virtus Pro to have a competitive game of Nuke, and they are not letting me down so far. G2 though heading towards maximum loss bonus. 2 of the 5 players on Kevlar. We'll see if that scout can get any more action. More practice for Snacks to warm up, as you can see, off the mark in some of the rounds prior. But the more attempts, the warmer he will get. So what will G2 choose to do in this round? They have 3 Deagles and a CZ. No flashes, no fast play with much surprise. Perhaps it will lead them towards the ramp. Mihu can keep an off angle. That might keep him safe. Very patient burst from Mihu. You can actually spray through the... Or historically, you could spray through the bottom corner of that box, which would give you some more protection. And some old French Very Games players used to do that. I used to play with one of them casually, but he deleted me from his friends list because I wasn't interested in his fitness regime and his music playlists.
Whoa. He's trying to take that relationship to the next level, it sounds like.
No, he would spam all of his friends on Steam with it. It was kind of funny, but there we go. It's a shame. He was cool.
Nice pick from Snacks. Throwing Apex off the silo. GG's struggling. So it's we had this last time with VP. The first map was really much like this one, where they just crushed. Didn't seem like they were trying. Then the second map, they suddenly just played normally. So either way, see if they can keep it up. Things slightly evened up here, but VP still holding on well to all their positions. And it's G2 now who can't make it work by just walking out and trying to frag. So VP has solid CT side. Nuke's always a good one for the CT side if you get a good start, because the basics are really simple and really effective. So
well. So role reversal. Tactical timeout from G2. Didn't see much of those from Virtus Pro on the previous map. But it seems they have found some comforts here. They found momentum, and they've found a stack of goals, Virtus Pro. So even if G2 are to win a round, you have that money pressure problem. They'll need to win maybe 3 in a row, maybe 2. These CT sides of Nuke can be quite expensive.
1 AK. 2, 3. Oh, spotting up. So the one cool thing about taking ramp is that even if no one's there or they're turnpike and you smoke them out, then you have to they pull another rotation from uppers to downstairs to make sure they can't go there. So they turn 1 ramp guy into like 2 ramp guys. So that's why it's cool to take it if you think you can easily, even if you don't get a kill.
Snacks. Ooh. Trying to take the gamble shot. Will miss, unfortunately for him, but okay, G2 have secret area pushing, and they know that someone will be here somewhere. The stairs, playing headshot is a typical one. And preventing control room, or players getting into control room, I always like, because control room does offer a pretty strong vantage point for the Ts, and a good base to work off if you do get a bomb down. Ooh, doubling back here. Out of secret after the pressure. Forcing the rotation back. Snacks will catch them and get the info and a kill. G2 really at the mercy of VP at the moment.
Ooh, Neo. His patience yields him not 1 but 2 kills. Really awesome stuff from Neo. That was really interesting. Obviously he's in a very powerful position, but a round is not over yet. Kenny moving up to pick up an AK-47, but what do they do here? Nice shot to Bayali. Look at them raining in for G2, and they will get their first round on the boards. What a turnaround.
Yeah, they could have forced a plant since they had man advantage. and then they would have only been one guy to stop 3 people from pushing in if they wanted to, but they didn't even wait to see for the tap, I don't think. This is nice from Virtus Pro, otherwise, like watching everything, killing everybody. We saw G2 kind of pull off the same thing that we were talking about earlier, where if you go ramp, you pull someone from upstairs to downstairs. If you go secret, the same thing. So you threaten the lower site. Those are the only 2 places to do it from. Or if you do what Snacks does, you know, and threatens the vent by throwing a smoke out or something like that, CTs get scared and they go down. And that's kind of like how you start off try to start off rounds on T side if you're not going to go into a full execute.
Yeah,
So
I liked how VP had they managed it really well from just having perfect information the entire time, and they were very close to just smashing that round. And as you say, like they pretty much had the advantage the entire time. So it's looking good for VP overall. And G2 had to do something. I mean, to be honest, G2 that last round they looked really bad until the spot where they just fragged everyone. So they've got to find a consistent approach. That's a great way to start off. Kenny is going to go for a fast pick for the 5v4. Let's see if VP can work from this.
Wall of smokes being lined up, perhaps. Again, this is a very important round for G2 to win, and they will respect it as such. Minute 15 on the clock. We'll keep an eye on when they start to advance. The smoke's outside after the initial one. 3 smokes because sometimes there's a gap. 5 versus 3 now. How much info did Bali see and what can they really do about it? Moving into the A site are the CTs, and that seems to be the focus for G2. Pasha might have a nice angle on the door. Snacks creeping around the smoke, so it seems they've got the info. G2 may have to move faster now.
Yeah, they will be moving quite quickly, but you get the first one. Snacks jumps out of the smoke. Oh no! That was close. That was a very huge opportunity, but Kenny, yes, with a very nice shot, is going to create a 1v1 against himself and Pasha. Out comes the CZ for the moment. As Pasha resets the situation. The smoke there is creating an interesting spot. And Kenny just doesn't have a lot of time here. Oh dear. We've all been there.
That was a great flash.
Kenny's in a lot of trouble. He needs to get that bomb. He's got to. Pasha's going to just GG him with that. Oh, did he get? Oh, he got the bomb. And Pasha now can't across. Wow. Kenny has made this a possibility. Oh my god. Wow. That 1v1. What on earth was that?
How the window has changed things,
That's so awkward.
The lack of window.
Yeah, that's true. That's really interesting. I don't even know, like, I totally understand the molly from Pasha. You know, there's a big chance also that Kenyas could have just died walking into that, not knowing how much health he had. He took max damage from the Molotov because he came in kind of late too. But then, you know, there was really no way for him to follow up. If he decided to push, he could have died if Kenyas decided to go all the way through. So, it makes...
Oh my days.
Bro.
Kenny's got the jumps today. I think he spotted a second player there as well. Ooh, I thought he was good for it.
Else.
Surely, oh, Snacks going to go down for free, taken out immediately. Pasha. He's just going for it today. W's being pressed for sure. Bali and Nia remain 2 versus 4. The ramp exchange has not been favourable to Virtus Pro. Again, that lack of window, still got to get used to it. You slide into main. Some sound cues being given away by Mixwell, but does Bali want to open the door? That is a question.
Yeah, we'll spot 2 players in ramp. And Bjarni will actually get a frag there towards the lower side, but G2 have got time to go wherever the hell they want. And they know where Bjarni is. The funny thing is that Bjarni can be on both sides at once. It's just his positioning will suck. So in that sense, Bjarni kind of has to gamble because he can't wait. He has to stay in the vents. That's why he has to get out the vents. He can't stay in the vents. And he'll go to the upper side. So the question is, how did G2 read the situation? Well, they're going to be able to move on top of him, so it's fine. 3 rounds to G2. This last round won by explosiveness from Kenny. But that will be enough to reset VP's money. but one full save is all they need.
Last 2 rounds, Kenny S is able to get the opening kill. The fast pick through Squeaky and then 1 through ramp. And that's caused a big problem for Virtus Pro because they lost the first round of these 3 because they didn't play a retake properly and lost like 2v3, I think it was.
Right, yeah, you're right. Problems in the CT camp. Do you reckon one day that it won't be CTs and Ts anymore if you just something else?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people think that we care about that.
Like, yeah, I don't care about that.
No one really cares about that.
Without the iconic win speeches at the end.
Yeah, well, those are
Imagine
from
that being different.
well, those are from somebody who maybe
That doesn't matter.
yeah.
Just
It's
go
still
ahead.
like an iconic part of the game.
That's true. I couldn't imagine Counter-Strike without it. That would be strange.
That's why it's the same as the previous games, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm down to have like 5 Matt Damons versus a team of aliens on Mars.
It's a good thing you're not in charge, Launders. Don't give Launders the controls.
And you could just buy oxygen instead of armor.
Nice.
Let's get scuba divers in there, frogmen.
Oh, so now the burst onto the lower side. We've seen the long walk from G2. The pike. And there's no real way to win the round now for VP. I do like the ambient sounds a lot on maps like this, just hearing the, what do you call it?
The
breeze,
whistling.
the whistle, like the, oh, there's a word for it. Just kind of breeze.
I'd call that whistling. The whistling of the wind.
Whistling's like the sound it's making, but like, I mean like the kind of, the draft.
The draft.
The
okay.
draft, because like when you're in like the lower side, it's like a draft. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
That's true.
Draft.
The lower sight is one of the most aesthetically pleasing changes they ever did to a map.
Yeah, until they make Cache Space Map Edition.
That would
Space
be
Cache.
tight. It could totally be a space station.
It could. Space Station it right up. Let's go. Okay, we've got a buy run between these 2 teams. G2, will they just leverage Kenny S once again? I haven't seen much Rops-like alert player on the door, which many teams have adopted. It's very strong on the T side. I think someone like MBK would be well suited to it. Thing from Snacks, very annoying. Early damage exchange going well in the way of VP so far. Snacks will go down the vents. As now outside has given up.
That whole sequence, like the jumps towards main,
Yeah.
were just terrible. That was really funny. But the whole thing was just a disastrous sequence, but he's alive.
Gordon's alive.
So Snacks sees one on the roof, I think, and one behind T-Red. What else can they do with this info? Body trying to create space around the ramp position now. There are questions that Miku has to ask. You could creep through that smoke, so he's got to be careful of both sides, but Body indeed will bait him out into an exploitable position. Very well done by Body. It's amazing what you can do with one smoke if you think one person's ramp. 37 seconds left for G2 to push a site.
Oh, and Bialy will defend. 4v4. As you say, the time pressure is pretty extraordinary at the moment. And the smoke will dissipate. They're going to burst through with a flashbang. Very nice flash and creative positioning. And Neo has to... Well, he will die, but Bialy's holding it down. Neo's sacrifice was not in vain. Now Apex not standing with 8 HP. He will die as well. And VP will win another round on the CT side. And I do think they need the 10 rounds against G2. I really do think that that's what has to happen. That was such a huge 1v1 there.
It was a great round from Bialy because they spotted him. I think they spotted him in front of, or Kenny S spotted him in front of Squeaky. So he could have just evacuated, like ran to the site. And I think that's why they opened Squeaky, because they're like, all right, we have info on one guy upstairs. Let's just push him while he's maybe still uncomfortable. But he didn't move much. He just stood right in front of Squeaky and waited for that fight first. before going to the back of the site. It's a nuance, but it was good.
Interesting to see that both Mihu and Neo are working with the silenced M4. Quite rare these days. VP noting G2's track down the secrets. And Bialy will adjust his position.
There should be a stat. There's definitely a lot more HE grenades being used these days. There should be a stat with just like how much free damage gets done at the beginning of rounds. So it feels like a lot of times it's a difference maker, how much spam damage, how much damage before your team takes any damage, how much of that damage actually goes down every round.
Mihu in the oft-used boost position. May have seen the bomb carrier, and they've managed to Molotov these Ts off of the bomb, so there are serious issues here for G2, and Body's going to have to activate. Does he smash the glass though? Two G2 players in the control room, but they've got to go for the bomb. 30 seconds remain, and they have made a lot of noise. As you can see, Pasha is holding the angle. Surely they will look the other way when they emerge. Mihu with a very timely pop flash, and that can run distraction as well. You see them looking the wrong way. Pasha, his teammates trying to cover him, Body. Trying to cover Apex, but they'll go 1-for-1. Mihu's still on the high ground. And now there are 15 seconds left in a 2 versus 2. They've got to gamble and push a site, one per site. And you see Bialy round the back of the silo. 6 seconds to land that, and it's 2. Oh, no, I think he has got time actually.
No. Oh, he does. Because of your timer. It's weird.
Smacks. Holding an angle, but Mixwell's good for it.
Wow.
The HUD is slightly delayed, so.
Yeah.
We should slightly delay the time. I'll actually send a message now about that.
But just in time. That was actually a real. I thought it was a good play from Bialy. I think he could have just lasted a couple seconds after the first kill, but with Kenny S mollying out Vent, since he peeked him, if Vent got mollied out, then he'd be in kind of a tough spot because Kenny S could just focus on him as the other guy runs up the plant. Maybe he dies when he has to peek, but instead he peeks a little early, but then he peeked again.
And now they'll reap the rewards because VP don't have anything in the bank. And that will allow them to close the score down. And again, I think that 10-5 for VP is somewhat necessary versus G2 CT side, but we'll see how it does look on this new Nuke. Neo with the Deagle. It's doing some damage. Looking for more headshots. How many more scalps will appear on his mantelpiece? He's got one. Trays will come in. And Bialy has collected an AK. Ooh, Mihu hears all the stepping outside. May have a very solid opportunity here. But he's moving too quickly. And around too many corners. Doesn't have the bomb though. It's Apex who's on the lower side already, and there's no CTs near him to stop him. Not something he knows about, but it's hard to see G2 losing the round from this position. Bialy and Mihu will creep in, looking to try and find a way inside this bomb site, but Mihu will be denied at the door. His ID was invalid. Oh, Bialy!
Nuts.
He's going to make this very doable. Oh my god, is he actually covered? He may even... Oh, he doesn't have a kit. If he had a kit, he wins that round. My god, great chance created by Bialy, but he just... I mean, they had very little to work with. Good effort from the VP squad. But it's a round for G2. How many more will they get on the T side in the last 2 rounds of the half? AKs all over the place. Snags with the MP9. He's going to go in. He's going in. He's going deep. He's done this. He's done this move many times this round.
I wonder if he sees that player's head. Because even if he does see the corner of his head there, I don't know if he wants to take that duel with the MP9, exposing his position and maybe not getting the kill, and then dying after. Nice trades from G2, but quickly we're down into the 3 versus 3. That's a very important kill there from Kenny S in the main position. That retains a lot of presence for the T's, as well as the man advantage, and it forces Pasha out into the open, where he will just run and snipe Kenny immediately. What a maniac.
He is crazy, isn't he?
It seemed like the most egregious wide peek ever, but he stopped like right at that. It was like he knew exactly how far he needed to go.
Pash is one of those players where it's like very clear. Just like when you get to this level of skill, you can just rewrite the rules for yourself. Like that is not something that you would advise anyone to copy. Pash has a skill. He knows himself. He trusts himself. But he has more to do. He is going to be in position to do so. Pash being pretty shut down there by the door. Not really much he can do. He's going to run straight through with the orb. He's insane. It was actually a very smart play, though. He may have pulled that one off. Now down to Neo on 6 HP against a full HP NBK, who has got HE in the hole. And he may be putting more holes in Neo. What?
How? Did he peek with a nade?
God. No, he just threw his nades. Maybe
I think he shoulder peeked, but maybe ready for Neo's angle and then peeked a bit more, so Neo had an advantage there. But it was so funny when Neo was reloading, he was slowly edging more to the right because he knew that he could be peeked by a deeper peek, and MBK was peeking deeper at the same time. It was just a really interesting game sense thing there from both players. Now Pash on the Mag 7. Waits for them to get closer, but sometimes the Mag 7 will betray you, as good as it can be. And there's a lot of issues now for Virtus Pro in this last round of the first half. Trying to get the P250 work done. He sees the M4 next to him. Firing a shot, picking it up. He's got a fair amount of bullets in there, but can he find the kills? Sticky situation for the Poles. Apex waiting, and will he be rewarded with an M4? Doesn't look like it fell off, but 1 versus 4. This does not bode well for BRLE. Now they know where he is. He needs to move fast, and that won't help. He's got one more flashbang. In case somebody's on the CT vents. Bounces the grenade. 10 bullets. Still a flash in the hole. Body may have seen his feet, and that will be round number 7 for G2. 8-7 in favor of Virtus Pro.
That's a little bit unfortunate that was an eco that brought them the 7th round. Overall, it was like a fairly strong half from Virtus Pro. They did kind of give up a couple of rounds towards the middle of the half, especially, you know, there was the first that kicked it off was the Man Revenge retake, which probably could have gone a little differently. So there's a couple rounds in there that Virtus Pro could have definitely sealed up and got that 10 round lead, or 5 round lead, I should say.
The X on Kenny's USP is so perfectly placed. I bought the same one. It's nice. Nice to collect. But will it mark the spot where he will land the headshots? Apex sees 2 players going into the vent, but somebody is waiting for a flank. In that situation, he gets shot, but we'll see how that develops. In the meantime, Snacks with the Glock has really opened up things for Virtus Pro, containing Kenny S as well. All the kills for Snacks so far. And now Pasha will entertain Body and just be a nuisance. Pasha is just having the time of his life on Nuke. How annoying is that?
Owned. Thoroughly owned.
Pap.
Do you guys still feel like Snacks is one of the best like Nuke T-side players in the game? I feel like there was a time where he was just the best, the scariest.
I have no idea at this point, especially with the new.
We haven't seen so much Nuke, so
yeah.
I don't even know what the answer to your question is, Launders. Because it's so rare.
That's true.
Don't have the evidence.
Like a ho-oh.
Ooh,
hello.
My God. Wow. Okay, well, Pasha's having fun indeed today. Pasha always has fun, I guess. That's like what he does.
He's having a gay old time.
Yeah. Slow walk down lower with the bomb. We saw GT do a similar anti-eco strat. It works out pretty well. As soon as you get the bomb down into post-bomb positions, it's just impossible for the CTs. Body is 5-7ing. You should tweet him, James. Ask him how
he does it.
We mentioned it in earlier in the first match.
No, I know, but you know, you should tweet him.
I could actually ask him what he thinks of the 5-7 at the current 5-7. Yeah, I think we should do that. BRB sending a tweet.
Tweeterize. Tweeterize. Body. The Diva CZ. One more.
Sin City CZ.
Oh. Yeah, he can actually get near as well. He's the one
Wow.
Of course he will.
They killed everybody. They kept 3 alive.
That's so ridiculous. That's actually nuts.
They gotta buy.
They gotta make the CZ bullets weaker, man.
Yeah, for sure.
If it's gonna stay in the game, they're gonna make those CZ bullets weaker. I think the third kill is a pretty good demonstration of that.
What we found out, Lawners, is that at close range, the CZ is 10% better than the FAMAS.
Because of its fire rate too.
The damage does 10% more damage, and
Or what about fire rate?
I can't remember. Probably 10% better. that's what we found out. There were at least 2 stats. Anyway, Dan.
Yeah, pass round around the outside from VP, and they will be removing most of these AKs. Except Mixwell. Mixwell still got one alive, and MBK will take out a frag as well. And the bomb is out there too, and that's something that the CTs know about. This is a problem, a bit of a miss. Well, okay, it will spread. It will spread. But Mixwell and Body can still clutch this for the team. Mixwell in main, very good position to do stuff from. Can get anywhere very quickly. But also you have to worry about everything. There's so many angles. Looks like VP might go upper as well. Mix is going to have to hit ridiculous shots, but he does have all the grenades, including an incendiary, which might be one of the money grenades, but unfortunately he'll be looking the wrong way at the wrong time. And Buddy has the info, but there was an AK at the top of the ladder. So, well, I was about to say I don't see him getting up there, but never mind. Just gonna CZ away. Grab an AK, wrap around main. Take down Snacks and see if he can get even more damage done as he pushes into the side. But look at this beautiful angle. He's never going to see Neo in time. Another good position from Neo on the upper side. 11-7. But look at the damage in the last 2 rounds. As you said, Launders, the previous round to this, they lost all 5 players.
They didn't even spend all their money on this round.
And exactly, G2 saved 2 AKs. So
yeah. They spent some. They bought. I guess they bought armor and a couple of nades. I thought they could have. I guess they couldn't have full bought, but.
James, you got to stop tweeting because your favorite nade situation is about to happen.
Oh, they all fell back.
Oh.
I was about to tell you what I tweeted Body, which was, I see you are using the 5.7. What do you think of it at the moment? Got to shoot consecutive bullets so slowly. Sad face. We'll see when he replies. Maybe we'll update you after this match has concluded. Hopefully not during.
That would be awesome.
G2 would be amusing. Well, he's just, maybe he checks his phone now. Maybe he has alerts on since he just got executed. I'll keep you updated. Apex and Mixwell. Oh, what? Okay. Well, 3 kills from absolutely nowhere, and now there is a round to be won. Man like Mixwell picks up an AK-47. And he's rotating to radio.
I like how he's using Shox' knife.
2 webs. Cool, blimey, son.
That's a pretty good. That's like $1,000.
You see 19 bullets. Again, we spoke about the reload. Mixwell is not in a position to reload here because that would be pretty much the round 1 automatically. But he has no kit, so taking a very long time, and he realizes, again, if he started running, he might as well, same as reloading, compromise his position, and almost a guaranteed loss, so he will hold on to the AK instead.
Neo's AK is pretty sick.
Just needs the iBuy power sticker on the Jaguar's head.
No, I like it how it is. I like it, I like it.
You should get one. It is a nice AK. But the Fire Serpent is too timeless for me. I have to use it.
Fire Serpent is so wicked.
I could not separate for myself, even though I sold a bunch of skins to Firewatch instead. I couldn't sell my Fire Serpent ever. Never, ever, ever. Or my Medusa. 5 rounds between these 2 sides, And we have the gap. Look at that gap in the smoke. You can even see it from the sky. So Mixwell might have a read as to how many players. I don't know how much he can see because obviously we have the glow. So either he is spotting the number of players moving into secret and telling his teammates, or he's not really seeing much of anything. Now Shox, there was a time where he would shoulder pick that secret position and drop a smoke down as soon as he saw players there. But there's already a smoke down from G2. They're in control for the time being. I do feel like the windows into A were made easier to throw grenades in to encourage like lower level players to like just throw a simple flashbang and so on.
I think they get closer to the floor now too, which is nice because you can actually have like effective flashes upstairs.
Yeah.
And also at the same time, like there is a point when it's just it just seems needlessly complicated to line up. It's like like that should not be a skill in some regards.
Oh, MBK could stop this right here.
And he will.
Oh wow.
So quick.
I'm not really sure. Not really sure where the round fell apart there, but I think they got across that side, and we couldn't tell if they saw them cross or not, or if they just waited and decided to rotate instead of spamming. But that might be something we'll never know actually. But I think one thing is about those smokes. I feel like you should always walk, whether or not you're going to go down. Because I mean, if you use the smokes and you walk every round, they never hear anything outside. If they don't see you cross, then they have to assume you went downstairs. You pull the rotate with the smokes regardless. Then you walk sometimes, and it's like, oh, are they going or are they not?
I don't know how many times this is a fake. Like if there was like that'd be another statistic that'd be fun. You know, if you had one of these tools which can pass like lots and lots of professional matches, how many times? Like is it 70% of the time that it's not a fake? People actually use it and get the player down there. You know, it would be an interesting statistic.
When Snacks just got shot, it actually looked like giant blood cells were just flying in the air.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yes.
Three rounds between the two sides. 3 rounds. Can Virtus.pro close this one out? I think it'll be really good for them just because of the previous map, if not anything else, obviously scoreboard and so on. They don't want to be in that relegation zone once again. They have been the best friend of relegation of late. Mixwell compromised by Snacks, spotting him before he could reposition, one would presume. Snacks might be in for a nasty surprise there. And there it is. His name is Apex.
Ooh, this is nice. Precarious position. They're far from ramp. They have an idea that it might be in ramp take. Provided they don't get opto. There's no. Oh, there is MBK downstairs. Oh boy.
Ooh, that's so creep. Finding a good shot onto MBK. Now as Apex awaits, finds good timing. Takes down the bomber, but not before the bomb is planted. But maybe he's done enough here. Body picks up a kill from the vent. Now can rejoin Apex. I think he goes for the frag. What do you expect? Oh, he's looking for it one way or another. And Mihu saves the day. 13 rounds for VP. They are actually well on the way now, but they have a lot of money to get rid of. G2 will have a full buy still.
Quite a turnaround for Mihu. 21 for 14 now. Enjoying these short to mid-range duels.
He's been doing better in general than I think when they first started playing together, which is really awesome.
Settling into his position. Maybe he'll become part of the furniture. Oh, the barrel will expose Kenny's position. Pasha won't need more than one shot there. NBK slowly creeping towards the secret position. An early man down, and Pasha again, just a brazen plays time and time again. He's got to be careful now, although. Now it's 4 versus 1. The urgency is not so bad for him. Pasha just continuing to walk scoped into the AWP. And that's crazy, especially because Mihu's in the red, so that might be a step too far. That's going to force Mihu away, and the bomb's still not planted, so what does NBK choose to do in this situation? There is an AWP at his feet, which might entice him to save. He doesn't know that Mihu has repositioned, and Mihu's looking for him on the roof. Let's see the head. No! That could have got nasty, but there we go.
This is so similar to the last time we saw VP play. The first map was just like almost stupid, and then the second map was like VP. And so I don't understand what that is exactly, but
like a box of chocolates, Dan.
like a box of chocolates. Now we're consuming that triple chocolate fudge caramel.
Dan's hungry. You can tell.
Because yeah, this is definitely a good one. Maybe it's. I was gonna say it's like like bags of pistachios, when you risk it, because every so often like it takes some effort to get one out of the shell, and there's always a chance that maybe one of the bad ones. The bad ones are disgusting.
The bad ones are the ones where the shell's not open.
No, I mean you can get bad ones.
They're like green
in the shell.
like the green ones. Somewhat green.
I think they're all
green.
They're all green.
When it comes to
what's the off color
when it comes
for
to pistachios, you suck, Launders. There isn't. I don't think there is enough color unless you've had it for like a year or something. Then but it's just the ones that are closed are not supposed to be eaten, as I understand it. Unless you've been sold dodgy pistachios, Dan. Maybe you just got one of those faces. I could sell this guy my dodgy pistachios. My pistachio is generally good quality.
Oh, that's not going to help. Sweat goes down, but the bullets go into his head. And Kenny, yes, he's got the 5-7 out as well. That was CZ. Who knows what would have happened?
Should have had a CZ.
Shoulda, woulda, CZ.
Bosh!
Bish.
Oh, you can toy with these vents, can't you? You can close them.
Yeah.
I forget. I always forget about those.
You can funnel them.
I think the ones on cache don't change, do they? I think they're static.
Yeah, he changed it. They used to be.
They used to be dynamic.
Yeah.
And now they are static. Oh, careful.
What I don't understand in CS in general is that on the kill tracker there's always been a little delay. Like you always see it when there's like an AWP collateral. It's like the most obvious because that second kill, it feels really delayed on the kill tracker. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I find that weird because it's in many other games I've played FPS-wise, there's not a delay in the kill tracker. So I
Unplayable.
Wonder why.
Unplayable.
Unplayable, yeah. I wonder why that happens. If I ever speak to devs again, I'll ask them. Ooh, I like the double nades there. That is nice.
Damn.
Is that a triple nade?
I need to.
Sorry.
No, you. I'm
No,
right.
he's running in, just trying to pile drive them.
What on earth was that?
But they're not having any of it.
That is a really cool idea. I think they naded the door out and threw 2 nades out the door.
Yeah. That is an awesome idea.
But the round's not over because there's a CZ in play.
What? Didn't he have like full HP?
No, he only had 48.
Oh, okay. I thought he had like full HP. Crazy. So G2 with a very surprising round, perhaps VP. Well, I love the idea with the triple nade. That's really cool, especially because you're more incentivized to go main these days, just because it's safer as a CT. You don't have to, risking getting wrecked from the hut window peak, because there's no window anymore. So that's pretty cool. That said, I've not seen really either of these teams play the lurking smoke around door.
Yeah, because
so
that's what makes Snack so good, is how much pressure he would put on Vent. But I think he just did it so many times that teams would literally in games just focus their entire CT side around trying to kill Snacks, because he would be a free kill if they could kill him. But he would always find a way to either get down Vent or make it seem like he did.
Patrick's got down the ramp. And, well, that is a lot of information. Body smartly choosing to push. Patrick on point with the AWP, keeps his team in the lead. But this is a very fast-changing map of Counter-Strike, or round of Counter-Strike, rather. Again, lack of window. Kenny will not see the bomb carrier. What is the meaning of that smoke?
I need to know where that landed.
How do... Okay, well, it was a valiant attempt. The AK-47, where is Kenny? Yes, there he is! And there is round number 16 for Virtus Pro. I did think they would turn up on Nuke. Never a bad map for them, but yeah, I mean, a better performance than we could have expected after map number 1.
Absolutely. 8-7 half.